We got sunscreen and screams. Don't forget to pack your body bag and meet us at the waterfront. Welcome to Slasher Summer.
Dear Mom and Dad, I've been at a sleepaway camp for almost 3 weeks, and I'm getting very scared.
Welcome to Sleepaway Camp. Someone is watching you.
Hey, Baba, Reba!
Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
Turn the wheel! Oh my God!
Sleepaway Camp. You won't be coming home.
All right, everybody be quiet. Gather around the fire. This one I got for you all tonight really happened. All of it. Right here, not far from where you're sitting. Once upon a time, there was a camp called Arawak. They had canoeing, archery, bad sunburns, shitty food, horny teenagers. Just like this one. But one summer, something went wrong. Really bad things started happening. The cook, boiled alive. A camper, stung to death on the john. Another found floating in the lake. Some campers went home early. Some never went home at all. Did any of this have to do with the tragedy that happened on the lake years prior? A horrific boating accident resulting in 2 deaths. Or was this something new? Some say the lake is cursed. Horrific things keep happening here. Would be crazy to believe there wasn't one. But if you listen to the kids who were there, the ones that survived, they'll tell you the truth. They'll tell you how that grisly night ended. That someone or something was stalking the camp that summer. Watching, waiting, hiding in the woods, holding a large, bloody knife. Like this one. You want to know the scariest part? Maybe she's still out there, looking for campers to kill. The ones that have been bad, at least. Maybe she's right beside you. Right now. And one more thing. Welcome to Play Horror for Me.
Welcome back to your nightly program. Looks like we have another terrifying show served up for you. Don't you feel that horrible chill in the air, tingling up your spine? Don't you love it? Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What do you need on a night like this?
Can you play horror for me?
You want horror? Play horror for me.
Alright, welcome to Play Horror for Me. My name is Logan.
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Callie.
Tonight's movie is
Sleepaway Camp.
the first movie of Slasher Summer, Starting off summer with a bang, with one of the best slashers of all time.
Yes.
Is it one of the best or is it the best? I mean,
It's true.
that's the real debate here.
I mean, it may be the best, probably. So
Every time we watch it, I like it a little bit more. So, I don't know.
it's truly magic in a bottle. It's like, it may be the best.
It's everything.
Yeah.
If it's not the best, it's in the conversation.
Yes.
It's in the
Yes.
conversation. Or it should be. And if you're not saying that, you're wrong. So, everyone listening, if you've not seen it, watch it.
Exactly. Word. You bastard.
You better watch it now.
And you better watch it before you listen to this because we don't want to spoil anything.
I know exactly, but
There's not a surprise at the end.
just a big little surprise. A 3-inch surprise. We're good.
Oh, well developed.
Just like slasher movies, just like the camp setting. It's always kind of my favorite, just in the woods and stuff, especially like early 80s. Just something about those real sets and real campgrounds and real cabins and stuff. It's just the best.
No, you feel like you're really there. You feel like you're, I guess because we're old, you kind of feel like you're one of the counselors or something. But it's like, oh, okay, I'm part of this. And you still hear about people like going to camp. I think especially now it's more, at least around here, it's more, church camp, that kind of thing. But like, I never really did that. So I have no tie to anything that's going on here. And so I think that makes it even better. And I think that may be generational. They're like, speaking for myself, I don't think a lot of people our generation did that as much as, like kids in the 80s or maybe even the 70s. And so I think that adds to the mystery. You get these beautiful sets, the woods, like you feel like you're there and you're part of it because of the way they paint the picture. And then, it's an experience you didn't have, so that just adds to the magic.
Kind of more of like a little magical kind of dreamy feeling,
Yeah.
just like maybe something like this did happen or something. But yeah, and it definitely kind of feels more like Northerners did the damn Yankees.
Yeah.
They, like that they would do, but
Well, we
not
talk.
unless you're down here in the South.
Well, we talk about it all the time that it's like, I hate to be one of those people, but like, in a lot of ways, have we ever recovered from the Civil War? Like, talking to any of my family that lives in the North, just like, not that they necessarily had money, but just the difference of like what they would do, going to camps and stuff like that and stuff that we do down here. It is just interesting, the differences between the areas. So yeah, very much, as you said, the New York, New Jersey kind of vibe, oh yeah, I'll send the
Jersey.
kids to camp, whatever. I guess at this point in time down here, everybody was, out picking tobacco or something,
You gotta work in the fields, all right?
We can't go on camp. This is your camp. But no, I mean, I agree. Like, I feel like using the real sets, it's like, even if you haven't been to a camp or anything like that, like, okay, you've probably been to like a park or like a state park or something. So you're kind of like, oh, this could be like at any of the state parks that we have here in Tennessee. And you just kind of feel this realness to it. And I think that that's fun because, like, it's exactly what you expect when you think of like, oh, summer camp, this is what happens. And then, like, I know we'll talk more about some of their antics later on, but just some of the like tricks that they play on each other and different stuff like that you're like, maybe I've never been to camp, but like, I feel like I've been to camp because I've watched this. So I think that's fun.
Yeah, no, yeah, it does like just such a great job at just like letting you feel like in that world and stuff, kind of like that, kind of like Meatballs or something. Just all right, this is just summer camp movie right here,
Yes.
just for like a little bit for a lot of these scenes. Yeah, I think I did like two weekend kind of stuff, like 2 times, like one weekend, some camp in Nashville, which is kind of cool. I think we're the only ones there and had like wood buildings and stuff.
That's
and
cool.
Ooh.
a little lake and like a little pond, I guess. But
Yeah. That's fun.
and then you have one place in I think Kentucky or something. But yeah, and that one had a lot of kids, like a church camp. So I don't know for the weekend. I don't know, but it was fun. It was fun.
And I think, to be an hour and 25 minutes, I mean, it's pretty short. I mean, typical good slasher, you've got enough time to kind of button everything up, but, it's not too lengthy. But you do have some horror films that sometimes, even though they're great, they're a little slow at times. There's no point in this movie at all that it ever feels slow. There's never a time where you're not sucked in, absolutely need to know what happens next. But the part of that is very well written, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's not, sometimes it can still be a great horror movie, or especially a slasher, but, a lot of these flat characters. But I feel like this one, everybody, you see multiple sides to him. It's like, I love Paul's character because you see he is this, like, decent guy, but then he's still a guy. So then it's kind of like, I don't think he's playing whenever he acts decent. Like, he is decent, but then he's also ready to get in her pants. So it's like, you see both sides of him. You see, like with Meg, it's like, oh, well, she's this kind of hard camp counselor, whatever, that a lot of them don't like. But then, she's this girl with daddy issues because she's wanting to go.
She's a romantic.
Exactly. So it's like, you just see these multiple sides to people. But I think it's a realness because, most of the stuff that happens in this, you don't think, oh, I bet that didn't happen. You're like, no, I bet all this happens at camp. The pranks, the romances, all the stuff. And so it just has a realness to it.
Especially when there's no adults, so all the kids' emotions get really heightened.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like even Judy is like, just like the stone cold bitch. But then it's like when she's kissing Paul in like woods, and then Ricky tells her to fuck off and stuff, and then like looks like she has like tears in her eyes. And then at the end when that one guy kind of like, I'm getting out of here, she kind of has some tears in her eyes, and it's just like, all right, we kind of know these kind of people that have daddy issues or kind of issues, whatever, got a hole in their heart and they got to feel it. And, like even her character.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's just very real. And like the campers, the counselors, the adults, the whole deal. And like, your head chef who is trying to lure people in, like
that's a pedophile.
It's like, that's the kind of stuff that happens. Like, so there's no sanitized version, and it's not that everything that happens at camp is bad, like, but it shows the whole picture, But then you've got, the other cook who just seems to be a genuinely good person, and then you're like, how are you working? Like, what's going on? But then, it's exactly like any other workplace you go to, where it's like, oh yeah, that guy's a pedophile. This guy's genuinely a decent person, and what's going on here? So.
And no one says anything. It's just like, whatever.
Yeah, no big deal. Oh, $50 extra a week? Okay, cool.
You always had the devil in him, but
well, he's in a better place now.
He learned his lesson. But yeah, it's like, like a lot of people kind of like make fun of this movie. Like, it's like, even if they love it, they still kind of, say it's like, so bad it's good or whatever, and kind of, and maybe it was, I don't know what the director's intention was. I'm not sure this is the movie he intended to make. I don't know, but it fully works though. And like, cause like, like with kids and stuff, so many kids in movies, it's like, they're always just like acting.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you gotta let kids be like either like their awkward selves, or, at this age and stuff, they're just like cussing up a storm and everything. Like Ricky, like it seems really believable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's great.
And yeah, he's absolutely perfect. Like he's an amazing kid actor. He does a great job. I mean, all of them do, but they just all feel real. They all, like all the background kids, you can tell they're real kids.
Yeah. No, that's a good, because a lot of times whenever you see like a kid actor in something, you're like, this is terribly forced and like, ooh, not good. But I feel like in this one, it just feels natural. So I think that also helps with like the realness of it, that like you actually feel like it's going on, like you're there, like this is a real thing that's happened, because they seem real. They don't seem fake. So I think that's a good point.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that there was kind of some backlash or whatever, that it's like, oh, it's so bad it's good. Because, I mean, maybe I'm simple-minded, but to me, there's nothing bad about it. It's like there are some slashers that I really love that you look at and you're like, there's a lot of plot holes in this. Like, this is pretty, or, poor acting for the children, or poor acting for the adults, or, whatever. But in this one, it's like, and maybe my love for it blinds me, but I don't feel like it's like that. You don't have any of these like unbelievable people. It's even if the emotions are heightened and the actions are heightened, it still seems legit because just like Mel goes off the deep end and decides that oh, this is what's happened and I've got to make this right. It's like, that's exactly what people do. It's still totally believable.
Like one thing that people is like, oh, it's like the bad acting of the greatest characters of all time, Aunt Martha. It's like people like kind of make fun of her acting, but it's just like that's the character. Like that's supposed to be like that.
Yes. Well, it sets up the basic premise of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have that, nothing else falls into place.
No. And she's fabulous.
Hurry, sweeties! We don't want to be late for the boss! Goodness, no. Now, that wouldn't do at all. Richard, Angela! Oh, here you are.
Oh, yeah, it's just it's like the look, just every word she says is like there's not one missed beat. She's absolutely perfect, and yeah, like it fully sets up Angela because Angela's one of the one of the greatest like killers in slasher movies, just because it's like, I mean, like I feel sorry for her, and you really like her. It's like, oh, this seems like a cool kid, but and it's like it's not her fault she's screwed up.
Right. No.
It's like she was raised by Aunt Martha, and then she had her dad, and her dad and Aunt Martha were raised together, so no telling what that childhood was like.
Right.
So her father was probably super screwed up. So it's like, none of this is her fault. Like, no telling what's going on in her head.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's like even at the end of the movie, you're still kind of like, I probably should be responding with fear at this point, but I'm not because it's just sympathy because you're like, well, this is sad. And I feel like it was ahead of its time in, here again, realistic portrayals of things, but like, now, of course, Callie can speak a whole lot more to this, but there's a lot more discussion about trauma-informed practices, childhood trauma, like a lot more understanding about the way these things play a role. But at this point, early 80s, it's like this was pretty groundbreaking. I felt like the way that we, as I already mentioned, we actively portray a pedophile in an appropriate manner. I felt like we don't glorify anything. It's going like it's a creep, hey, the devil in him. So and then but then we have our father in the gay relationship, so then we've seen kind of a strange relationship there between our father and his man friend. Then it's almost implied that the brother and sister have some sort of strange thing going on, and then Aunt Martha and her little world. So there's just a lot of pieces, and I think the way that they portray all that is it goes beyond, oh, this is a slasher. It's like it does give you sympathy for people who've been through something you can't understand. Yeah, it's like, there's just, it's like there's just so much going on. Like when I was watching it today, it's like first time taking notes on this movie, just instead of just like, fully just enjoying it. It's like, all right, let me kind of dive in. But it's just so much like, just like what's going on in people's heads. Like Ricky, it's like the fact that Ricky knows about Angela, that this is Peter.
Yeah.
But now it's Angela. Like the fact that he knows that. And it's just like, how screwed up is he? Because he was raised by Aunt Martha and in a situation. And just what's going on in Angela's head. Because it's like, does she got like a split personality? Like, is Peter doing, like, because like my belief is that Peter's the one doing the killing. And it's like Angela's like this innocent one that doesn't know what's happening maybe. And it's like, maybe she's going around killing, but it's part of the mind that doesn't know. I hadn't considered that.
I like that.
But it's valid thought.
Because like when Paul's like, hey, like, what are you doing? It's like, she's like, oh, I thought you were the killer. It's like, oh, I believe her. It's like, she seems like she's telling the truth right there. I don't know. But.
Yeah.
Well, no, the first time we watch it, you're like, oh, crap. Okay,
yeah.
It must be somebody else.
Yeah.
So I hadn't thought about the split personality thing, but
that would be...
It's valid.
Yeah.
Because she kind of has to... she has to kind of go away.
Right, you have to deal with that somehow.
Yeah, just living in this world.
Yeah.
Like, she has to kind of dissociate from it just a little bit.
Well, and then having this potentially strange but very close relationship with your other sibling, you're close in age, grown up together, whatever. And so then, do you, because they're gone, you assume part of that identity too is a way not only to escape from your reality, but to keep part of them alive. I don't know. It's but I had never really thought about Ricky being in on it, so to speak, and to what degree, who knows. But then it's also like, okay, you're best friends with Paul. Paul is like putting the moves on her, and then you don't want to betray her secret, but then it's also like, you would think as a friend you'd be like, hey,
I got a theory on this.
okay, yeah, hit us, okay, because that's a piece that like doesn't make sense,
But because Ricky does know, because like at the beginning she's like, hey, don't tell them how I got the medical, physical, the medical thing. He's like, I know, she has a dick, whatever, and it's just like my belief is that Paul is gay, and Paul knows it from the beginning that Angela is really a guy. At least that's my belief. Just because like when he's kissing Judy and stuff, doesn't like she's like, isn't this nice? He's like, I guess so. He never shows any attraction to her whatsoever, and I don't know, like I don't know. It just kind of seems like he knows.
That's okay. I'm gonna have to ruminate on that for a while.
That's brilliant, Lo.
It is.
Because I always thought it was interesting, when they're in the rec hall and he like makes a beeline for her. It's like,
yeah, like what's attractive?
Yeah, why are you deciding in this particular moment that this is what you want to do? Like, here again, let's circle back. It's camp, it's kids. Things don't always make sense. We've all seen people who dated in middle or high school that you're like, this doesn't make sense why this happened. But then still, it's just kind of like, Paul, I assume for whatever age he's supposed to be, is fairly tall. He's decent looking, seems to have, pretty good interpersonal skills with, both genders. So it's like, why is he going after her, But then that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because like during the volleyball game, it's like he calls like Ricky baby and stuff. Like, come on, Ricky baby, come on. It's like, I'm not saying that's any clue, but it's just.
Well, but it does make sense because, why does he go away with Judy? Like, why does he let himself be influenced?
He's just trying to.
But then it's kind of like, oh well, I thought I wanted to have this other experience. It didn't come to pass. So, well, yeah, let me see what this other. Yeah, so that would make a whole lot more sense.
I don't know.
And then he never really seems to be like concerned about like Meg or Judy coming over and being like, oh, well, you're over here talking to the boys, or how do you get to talk to boys, or whatever. And part of that may just be because he's interested in what he's interested in, but then it could also be because it's like, well, there's something else going on here, so like whatever.
He's like, yeah, because like at the beginning, like when they first met at camp, he's like, hey, like wait till you see Judy. It's like, man, she's really grown. It's like you can just kind of say like he's just hyping up his friend, like Ricky. It's like, hey, like, have you seen your girl? Like, she's pretty nice,
Yeah.
Because he doesn't show any attraction to her later on.
Exactly.
So it's like he's just trying to help out his buddies. Like,
he's a good wingman. I mean, that's okay. Yeah, I think I like it.
They've been friends for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's told him.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, is what's happening, you know?
It's not really a secret you can keep from your best friend, so.
I got a sister, but let me tell you. Because he feels sorry for her and stuff, so he's probably going to tell his best buddy, it's like, hey, here's what's going on. You might want to help me out, and take care of her and stuff. She's been through a lot, and it's like, oh, that's a dude. Well, hey, I'm gay, so all right, there we go.
Or bare minimum, I'm curious. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of this camp coming of age experimentation kind of
it does kind of go
thing.
And I think there is this kind of, I don't know if fun is the right term necessarily, but there is kind of this just like anything goes kind of thing. There's this like childhood freedom. Like, just like when we were watching it talking about like the skinny dipping thing. It's like, I've not personally had that experience. And it seems strange to me that you have like these 15 guys running butt naked down the pier together to jump in the water. But then there is just kind of this like, whatever, it's like, so in that same regard, Well, Paul he's figuring it out as he goes along.
Yeah.
So. But I hadn't thought about putting the pieces together with like them being friends for several years. So it's like, well, this is essentially your sister. So like, if you all are that tight, you would have talked about it was her as a person before she comes to camp. It's not like, oh hey, by the way, this is my cousin who's kind of my sister who's at camp that I've never talked about before. It'd be like, oh yeah, this is my sister. She's got a dick. So it's kind of a different.
How do you bring that up in conversation?
Yeah, it's kind of a different deal.
Yeah. I forget. Yeah, the line. When he makes a beeline for her, he's like, "Hey, like Ricky told me what happened to your family, whatever." And it's just like, all right, so like maybe that's why maybe she's, I don't know, maybe that could be why she talks to him a little bit or something.
Right.
But it's like, all right,
because he does a good job of, and I don't, like I said, I don't think it's fake. I don't think it's like, oh well, I'm gonna use this line to get what I want here. Could be, but I really feel like he's genuine.
Yeah.
In really caring about past trauma. But of course you take it at face value. It's like, oh, okay, well, he's talking about, her dad getting killed, and her brother, of course, at that point, and her brother getting killed, he's sorry about that, but it's like,
or the sister getting killed.
Well, yes, sister. So it's like,
or whatever. I don't know. I always get confused too.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah. But then it's like, it could be the whole story. Oh, I heard about what happened to you. The fact that you've been having to dress as a girl your entire, it's like you always just kind of assume probably the more tame version, but it's like that doesn't necessarily make it true.
No, because I mean, like, how could you not be like, my mom is crazy. Let me tell you what she did to my cousin that lives with us now. So, like, how do you not have that conversation? Like,
yeah, well, and especially because I mean, Ricky's basically like mocking her when they're leaving.
Yes,
like. Because I love it when they're talking about the medical forms, and she's like, now you must make sure, to not tell anyone, no matter what they do to me, Mom, they'll never get it out.
Yeah.
It's just like,
never get it out.
But he's like laughing when he says it, which also gives credence to, has he said something to Paul? Like, oh, Mom, who cares? It's too late. I've already said something to people, So...
It's fine. It's the 80s. It's fine. People are coming out. So.
It was a better time, and if you don't believe that, watch this movie and look at everybody's dress.
There you go. Mesh shirts, tight, short shorts. There's something for everyone in this movie.
And, it's like even as a kid, like just like whenever you see Paul's head at the end, like he's smiling. And it's just like, well, he probably turned around and saw what Angela really was. And he's like, oh, look at that. See?
And bless his heart, he lost his head.
Exactly.
He lost his mind, lost his head.
That's all he wanted.
Maybe it's metaphorical.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of innuendo. Yeah, kind of like metaphors going on.
Yeah.
I do think it's very interesting when he first sits down and talks to her, when he's like, we met last week, remember? And it's like, well, granted, she's got a lot going on here, but not sure that amnesia's one of them. So like,
it's like, which one were you? Yeah, and it's like the whole split personality thing. It's just like when they first kiss after the movie, and like they're on the porch or whatever. He kisses her, and it's like she looks like disgusted with her, like just like get away from me.
Yeah,
and it's like I just don't know what's going on in Angela's head. Because like I kept writing in my notes and I kept kind of going against myself, but it's just like the way like Angela like stares at Judy, it's almost like she's like attracted to her. So like that's Peter, kind of somewhat coming through.
Yeah.
Like in the subconscious, just like, oh, there's Judy. There's an extremely hot, like a hot girl. I'm attracted to her.
Yeah.
Or is it Angela and like just looks at her as like the ideal girl and she wants to be like her? I just don't know what's going on in the head. It's just so I feel like there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure if that was really intentional when they made it, but I feel like they just kind of accidentally stumbled into it. So
well, I think a lot of it goes back to how real the portrayals are, like and how well everybody does. So then it's like it fits kind of because the story is so good, the acting is so good. You can kind of make it fit whatever you need to because there's such real portrayals of how I feel like these people would really be, like what they would really be dealing with. But yeah, it's like I had never thought about the split personality angle, but that makes perfect sense. And the actress who's Angela does such a great job, because there are these moments like when she's talking to Paul and he's like, hey, when they're first kind of hitting it off, she's like genuinely like thrilled to be talking to him, just as she's like genuinely disgusted outside the cabin.
Yeah.
But then we're also staring at Judy all the time. So
it's like just no telling. Just got the hormones, just everything's just
a
going.
lot of stuff. Yeah.
That's why she just has to resort to violence. She's just like, I don't know how to express this.
There's a lot of things
kill
going on here. Well, it's like the shower thing. It's like, why doesn't she want to shower with everybody else? I mean, is it strictly because, oh, wait a minute, my secret's going to be out? I mean, that's what you assume. But then, like, what other pieces are there? Is it kind of like, well, I can't seem to control my urge to kill. If I get in the showers, I'm not going to be able to control my urge to not jump somebody.
Peter's going to come out. And
exactly. So, it's here again, you kind of jump to the most logical assumption, and you're like, okay. And then you settle for that and you go on. But interesting to have the theories to think deeper about.
If Angela even killed Meg, because like, I don't know, it's like, I feel like her and Ricky are probably like a tag team.
I think, yeah.
I feel like he probably killed the guy taking a shit.
Yeah.
Because, like, the knife's involved, and then the knife's involved with Meg.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, Angela knew nothing about that knife. The knife was Mozart, and that was in the boys' cabin, hidden.
Right.
It's like, how the heck would she have gotten it?
Exactly.
And, like, Ricky's going to protect her and do everything he can to help her and everything. So I'm going to kill these people right here.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting, like, especially this time. I'd never really picked up on it before, but like, basically all of the people that you see her kill or whoever kill are people that, like, she feels that have done her some kind of injustice or have, like, done something wrong. But then, like, why does she kill those kids? Like, the little kids.
Well, like, it was like they were the ones that were throwing sand.
Oh, that's right. They were
like,
the ones that were throwing sand. Okay, that's right. But, like, Ricky was the one that, like, addressed them. So then okay.
Because, like, at the end, it's like, so much is happening. Those kids are far off in the woods. Somebody else has to be doing that.
Somebody else has to be doing that.
So, like, I don't know which one that would be, but...
All right.
Okay.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, the counselor was like, oh, well, we'll go get the car, which, granted, you're not going to walk like all these little kids, however long they would have had to have walked, you would have taken a car. But, like, yeah, somebody's having to, like, walk quite a ways to get down to where they're camping, like.
Because he went somewhere and called the camp.
Yeah.
So it was like, he was, like, why wouldn't he just go to the camp?
Exactly,
if it was close?
So, yeah, okay. Okay.
And I hadn't thought about the throwing sand part. Because
I hadn't
that's what I
either.
couldn't figure out. I had never really thought about it in the past, but like, why are they targeted? Because that doesn't add up.
Yeah,
but then it does. So
shitheads.
And then so then that's fun too, because the whole time you're kind of thinking, oh, Mel's lost his marbles. Here's this very stereotypical American businessman. What's this going to cost me?
Another creep.
I'll give you another $50 a week. What it like, just very dollars and cents, whatever we got to do to keep business running. And so then you think, oh, this guy's lost his marbles going after Ricky. But then, maybe he was on to something. Because, I mean, yeah, Ricky's got a temper and he's got a, potty mouth. But it's like, I don't know that there's anything else that you would have seen that would automatically make you be like, he's killing people. That seems to, or at least not as quickly as Mel seems to make that jump. Because
I guess, which one was it? I guess Judy, like before Judy gets killed, it's like they purposely show Ricky, like in the doorway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure if, they fully expected you to see his face, especially now with, like, Blu-ray and stuff.
Right.
But it's like, that's clearly Ricky, and they kind of fixed his hair to kind of maybe look like Angela a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like, so many people are getting killed at such a close time that they got to be doing it together.
Yeah. Yeah, it can't just be one person. Like, I don't know.
And, like, they made a point to have the knife shown. And it's like, Angela would know nothing about the knife. So it's got to be, I think it's Ricky.
Yeah. I think there has, yeah.
It's interesting.
It is.
It is very interesting.
It's just so much going on. I don't know, but yeah, just like the start at the beginning, just like the shots of just the camp, and you get like that scary music, and you get kind of some sound effects, whatever kind of people yelling and everything. It's like the music is just amazing in this. Like Angela's theme's perfect, and just like the whole just the score, because it's a real orchestra.
Yeah.
It's real music, but it just to have like these nice, like peaceful, beautiful camp with this scary music. It's just like, oh shit, something's about to go down here. And then you see, the for sale. So it's like, oh no, the whole camp's closed, so something's happened.
Yeah, and then there's never any like time given that I remember. So it's just kind of like, you know exactly what's happened. Oh, the camp's abandoned. You feel that. You feel the abandonment in the shots. And then, oh, it's for sale. And then, oh, we're going to camp. So, they tell the story very well without it having to be so concrete that it's like, well, this is what happened next. And,
Yeah, just such a great job just setting it up. And then, getting the water kill and everything. And just like the more you see it, like the more I just really like those, like the brother and sister on the boat kind of yelling at each other, and they got those thick northern accents,
Yes.
whatever. Like, come on, don't do. I can't do it, but it's just like, oh, like there's like Angela, whatever, Peter. It's just like, oh, that poor little kid, It's just, I don't know. I just feel really sorry for him, and it's just like, you see the guy, like his arm get run over. I do wish when they showed him floating in the water, that wish he didn't have an arm. He's got both of them, so
yeah.
It's like a little missed opportunity, but
Yeah.
that's all right. That's all right.
No, and I think it's fun because a great kill scene doesn't necessarily have to have blood and gore and everything else going everywhere. A lot of times it's powerful in what it doesn't show. So then, like, I really like the boat accident scene in that regard. But then, and I know it's intentionally ambiguous in order to set up everything else. But yeah, it is kind of like, it's my thought every time. Was Dad dead? Like, you assume he is later on because of what happened, but did he actually not die? And this was just a near-death experience, and it made him realize that he didn't want to be saddled with his children anymore, so he ran off with his gay lover. It's like, yeah, because
Maybe he's the aunt.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah, it's like split personality right there.
Yeah, is it a family trait? Well, and then I hadn't thought about that, but that's very true. But then, like, I don't know that it totally fits, but if, another interesting thought that I just had is, let me not get confused here. Did young Angela also live? And then somehow she's Ricky. So, like, both kids lived, got sent to the aunt, and then somehow the aunt, crossed their genders up intentionally. And so then they're at camp, but then, they both have strange things going on. Just because of that opening kill scene, there's just a lot left to the imagination. And that's part of the fun.
Well, Ricky's I guess we're kind of wrong, but it's like, I feel like they do establish that. I'm not sure if they say Martha at the very beginning, but they do say Ricky, so that's their cousin.
Okay.
So
that's right, because he asked if Ricky is going to be there. Yeah, that's right.
Because the girl gets killed, so then the boy goes to live with Ricky. So it's just all right. So just make sure we got no plot.
We're gonna edit that part out.
Yeah.
We knew what we were talking, but yeah, it's just so confusing because, like, even especially watching this as a kid, I was just like, what the hell is going on? It's like I can't comprehend what's happening, but I'm super fascinated by it all. But yeah, it's just everything's just so interesting. Just like when it cuts to her, like the father in bed with the guy, and then like the kids are like in the doorway and they're laughing, and it's just like, okay, it's just. So, like, they're laughing at, their gay father, and it's just like, what if Angela, like, what if she kills Paul because she finds out Paul's gay? It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, but that has kind of crossed my mind. It's just, because, like, it kind of reminds me of Chappelle's show when he's blonde, and, of course, he's black, and he joins the KKK, whatever. And he doesn't know that he's black, but he hates black people. It's just like, what if, Angela is just, I don't know, like Peter is down in there, and Peter may hate gays or something. Like, they hate Paul because he's gay. I don't know. It's just the things that go in my head when I'm watching this.
No, because then it's like, okay, so if Angela is like bringing Paul down here to, you know, for this great reveal, if you don't know what the great reveal is, you need to watch the movie. But, you know, so, and then does he kind of react like, okay, yeah, cool, that's what I was hoping for. And then it's like, wait, hold on. No. That was not the reaction I needed you to have. And then that's whenever, you know, she cuts his head off. Like, or, you know, does Peter cut his head off? I don't know. Somebody cuts his head off.
Which one is it?
So, it's interesting. Lots of different ways. But it's like, you know, Jesse said, you know, the beginning is so ambiguous. Like, it gives you an idea of what's happening, but then, like, you're able to draw so many different, like, okay, but what if this? Or, like, what if this? How does this affect, like, what we see later on? And I think that that's fun, like, just to be able to think about the different stuff as we go along.
Yeah, it's just... Because, like the first time that y'all ever saw this, did y'all guess what was happening?
I did not.
No.
I was at the end. I was like, "Wait, what? Hold on."
It's like, what the hell?
What?
Yeah. Did you like? Which I mean, I know you were a lot younger, but
Yeah, it's like I don't. I mean, this is like elementary school, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure I tried to look through my VHS to see if we had taped it, because I know we didn't own it. So I either taped it off TV and watched it, or you got it from Magic Video.
The OG ways to do things.
Exactly.
Kids.
So I'm pretty. So I'm 99% sure I got it from Magic Video. And I just remember, because like we had it the night, and then we was like, all right, we gotta take it back, tomorrow lunch, whatever. So I watched it that night, really liked it, and then I watched it again that next morning. And then my sister, who's like 4 years older than me, and had a friend come over, and I was like, hey, get in here quick, you gotta see this ending. This is insane.
That's the best.
So then I was like, I just this giddy, like I don't know, like 7, 8 years old, whatever. I was like, you gotta see this. This is insane.
I didn't see this coming. No,
because they completely just like, just creeped me. Like, just cause especially watching like on VHS, the VHS quality, like on old TV, just like that last image of just Angela, whatever, and just standing there with that creepy, that creepy moan.
Yes.
It's just, just really scared me. I was just like, man, just gotta get in here, look at this.
Yeah.
Just like, never seen anything like it before, so. I never seen a grown man naked, so there. Or Gladiator movies, so either way.
But no, her face also just adds to the whole, like, whatever of everything that's going on at the end, because it is terrifying. And then like the sound, you're like, what's happening? Like there's a lot going on already, and then I'm trying to figure out what's happening here. Are you having some kind of transformation, or like maybe that's it? Maybe Peter was finally coming out, like
he's free now.
He's free now.
I mean, could be, yeah. Just
the split is over.
I love the hair too, because
Yes.
it's like obviously her face, but then you got like this caveman hair kind of thing that
Yes.
you're like, that adds to the whole aura, in addition to the sound.
Yeah.
And, obviously
it's like a wild animal or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then and the look of sheer horror on her face, but then also kind of a creepy smile at the same time. So it's like, are we trying to show the horror of, oh crap, Paul's gay, will simultaneously the joy at killing it? Yeah, I don't know. It's a fabulous ending. And it's, as we've said about some of our other movies that we've reviewed, it's almost like a classic whodunit, and it's part of the fun too, because it's a slasher and you've got all these other fun elements, but at the end of the day, you're still kind of like, well, who's doing this?
it's just so special. But yeah, just one of the most unique villains, and just one of the best endings, and that's why we're doing it for Slasher Summer. Okay, it's
The only way that one could kick it off.
Is like it highlights all the great things about slasher movies. But yeah, just the fashion, just the t-shirts and shitty Jet shirt and Yankees and
A lot of Adidas.
Red Sox hat, yeah. But, sound like a broken record every time we talk about this, but funny how much of this stuff's coming back around.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that these little running shorts that most of the guys are wearing are exactly what women wear now. I mean, some of the
And
women
some
had them on
guys,
too.
too.
Yeah. I feel like it's becoming more of a thing for men, now. And I think it's fun that a bunch of the guys are in these, short denim shorts. It's like, obviously before my time, but I don't remember that. But, I feel like that's coming back around, but a lot of the other things are. I think I have an Adidas shirt. It's purple, but it looks exactly like one of the ones Paul has on, and you're like, huh, some things never change. But yeah, you touched on the music earlier, and I think I mentioned that just about every time, but any of these movies we've watched, the music is so spot on and just creates the whole, the whole piece of it. And I always talk about, too, kind of a time capsule feel, but I love all the movie posters or, band posters in these dorm rooms, and then all the, kind of random product placements, especially in some of the kitchen scenes where you just see, it's like, this is cool. I feel like I'm in my grandparents' kitchen, like 10 years before I was born, but you just have all these boxes of random stuff, and I don't know, it just adds to the realism of it.
So, all the yams and
yeah,
all that stuff, and the Clash poster and Loverboy poster, and just blue Oyster Cult shirt and Asia shirt, which I got a few of their albums. So. I can't name one of their songs, but I do listen to it, and I do love that band. So.
I miss the Asia shirt, but I always, kind of lock in on the Blue Oyster Cult. You're like, we've got a couple of theirs, and it's beautiful.
See, like that right there, it's like with the knife and stuff, just like, it's gotta be Ricky.
I never thought about it, because I just assumed that Ricky, gave her the knife.
Man.
Or mentioned it, oh, this crazy thing happened today, he came at me with a knife. It's wild. But then, it's also like, no.
And then, is this both of them? Because somebody, locks the doors, and then, do they run back outside and get the hornet's nest? Or, did Angela lock the doors, and then Ricky is, doing the, I don't know. I think there's something there. Some teamwork element of some sort to the kills, so.
That would have been a cool way to go with the, with the sequel. Because I know the original director, I don't think he had anything to do with the sequels. It was a different team, but he did write a script and he wanted to make one, but I think it was going to be a whole lot darker or whatever. But I feel like there have been a lot of cool ways to kind of continue this story. We still like the sequels, but they're definitely different than this.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Need to watch the sequels again at some point, because it's been a little while. But sequels are fabulous. But then, it, like so many movies like this, it just would have been awesome if you could have kept the same set. And just, it sold, and there's this new ownership, and this is what's happening. Or I don't know. How do you... Sleepaway Camp 2, The Return of Aunt Martha. I don't know.
Yeah,
She's got 2 new kids now, and I don't know. It just...
Well, it's like it would be cool to do like a Aunt Martha prequel, kind of like done in the way of like Pearl or something.
Yeah.
Have her sing and stuff like that. And,
Yeah, because how did we get the Aunt Martha that we get? How does that?
Because she's a doctor and she lives in a nice house.
Yes, it's like a mansion. And she's she's dressed crazily, or eccentrically, I guess. But they're very nice clothes that she wears. She's very put together. Her fingernails are perfectly painted.
It's 50s or something.
Yeah, and has all this very fancy looking jewelry. So there's something there. I need more information though.
Well, then love the house, just because you've already set up this dilapidated, kind of rundown, beautiful but deserted camp. And so, excuse me, you already have that. kind of in your mind, and then you go to this mansion. So then you're thinking, oh, her husband must have a good job, because even though it's not the 50s, I think you still have a 50s mentality, because it's, not as present today. It still wasn't as common for women to work in the early 80s. And it's like, oh no, there doesn't seem to be a husband around, and she's a doctor. So it's just kind of this, once again, a modern take on kind of a traditional set of values. And it's a beautiful house.
Beautiful. It's a beaut, Clark. I was like, got a lot of notes. I don't know. Got a lot. One thing I wonder is like when did like the AIDS crisis happen? That was like the early 80s, right? That seems kind of interesting to release a movie like this with this subject matter during that time.
That's true.
I feel like that's kind of...
No, I hadn't thought about that, but it does kind of go hand in hand with being somewhat progressive, I think, for its time. Which, what year did this come out, Logan? Was it 83?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not exactly sure when all that became big, but I think it was the 80s. Like Rock Hudson and everything like that, Yeah. I think he and Freddie Mercury were two of the first, big celebrities to, kind of go public with it.
I know, it's just kind of something that was, big at the time, whatever. Hey, people are dying of AIDS, so...
Yeah, so then do you kind of have this, oh, by the way, this is kind of what, modern event, so... And I'm drawing a blank. See his face. I don't know why. I can't think of his name. The guy who's Norman Bates in Psycho.
Yeah, Anthony Perkins.
Anthony Perkins, I think he was another one of the big ones that, was kind of the first to raise awareness. But I think that would have been, that might have been late 80s, but...
Yeah, I think he kind of... Yeah, it came out a little later. Just... Pretty sure the... Ben... Of course, his name's Ben. The old cook. I think that's the father of Darth Vader. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot.
Oh, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, James Earl Jones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his father. So.
Oh, that would make so much sense.
Okay.
Well, and I saw in the credits. Of course, how many times have we seen this? But like. That it was somebody Jones, and I was like, so then immediately I was like, oh, James Earl Jones, but then didn't put the pieces together, but the timeline would be perfect. And, I think I mentioned when we were watching it, he's Luther, who's, minor character in The Sting, which is one of my absolute favorites. And he does such a good job. I mean, basically plays a very similar character, but just kind of this everyman that you empathize with, but... he does a great job in it too, but I just love his voice. Yeah. But that makes even more sense with James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Because they have the same voice. So, okay. I can't believe I didn't put that together, but I normally don't. You normally have to kind of be like, oh, by the way.
Well, I just, on a little trivia I knew, but yeah, just so many great things. But yeah, I just love this movie. But...
And on our next installment after slashers in the summer, it will be con movies in the fall. So we'll be revisiting The Sting.
Oh, the old Sting. That'll be on Play Movies for me. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Different. That's on our sister show there.
Yes.
Don't tell me to get the physical.
It helps me remember. What was I going to remember?
Oh, yes.
Now what? I believe that I've forgotten something. Now what can it be? Oh, I remember what it is. I knew I wouldn't forget. I just kept reminding myself. In fact, I tied a string around my finger so I wouldn't forget. See? And I didn't. You never can be too careful. Oh.
Well, what is it already?
Oh! Just a moment. I'll be right back.
But, yeah, she has she's so perfect. man, that's just because like there's a movie called Blood Rage, and it's a Thanksgiving slasher. It's like saw for the first time like 5 years ago. Like first like 30, 40 minutes, it's like, oh my gosh, this movie is amazing. Might be one of my new favorite slashers. Then it kind of kept going, and it has like this crazy woman in it, and like man, like you can tell the director just really fell in love with her and was just really just pushing her. It was like, all right, keep going. We're gonna use all of it. And then by the end of it, you just get really sick of her. It's just like, damn it, that could have been a great movie for me, but it's not. But now, like with this movie, it's like they only use Martha for like 2-3 minutes, and it's just like, damn it, like like it's a good thing you only use her that just that little, but
I need more.
It's like, I need a whole lot more because she's just such a unique character.
Well, and they leave you wanting more rather than being like, oh yeah, I'm done with this, but because she is so over the top. But then, man, yeah, you do kind of wish she was in it the whole time.
Yeah.
Or like helicopter parent that comes to the camp and is a incognito counselor in a different building, or I don't know. It just But
then it's almost like she can only exist in that world that we see her in, like this kind of dreamlike world. Like you can see that it's a very nice house, and she like wears all these random colors. But then, like, I feel like the way that those scenes are shot with her and the way the color looks and everything else is different than, like, what we see in the camp. Like, to me, it feels different. Like, I don't know that it actually is.
Well, like, it looks like it was shot on a stage.
Yeah.
Because, like, the background's
it's like a
all
production.
black.
Yeah, like I guess it's all production, but like a stage production. Like, so... it almost feels like, oh, this isn't real. But then you're like, but I guess it is real. But like they almost come from this like unreal life. And then they are thrown into this very real situation with other people like at the camp. So I think it's fun. Like, but I do need to see more of her no matter where it's at. So
that's why I feel like, it's kind of like Pearl, like their whole world. Because I just imagine like this movie ends, and it's just like, well, Angela's just a little kid, so she's not going to go to prison or nothing. She might go to, like, institution for a few years. So she'll go back home. Ricky's going back home. And then you can just kind of have them, like, maybe that just takes place in their house or something. Like in their small town, whatever. And they got to team up together and try to survive or whatever. But the fact, like, one line I do say a lot from this movie is the eat shit and live. It's just...
it's a classic.
It's just so perfect because it's just like, if you did have to eat shit, and then it's like, wow, I don't want to live after that. Because then it's like every day I want to be thinking, hey, man, remember that time I ate shit?
Yeah. It's like...
No, it's a perfect insult, but then it's one that you don't think of because when they first say it, you're like, well, that's stupid. But then you think through it and you're like, oh, no, actually, that's pretty intelligent. Okay, well, all right, you got me there.
Yeah.
No problem, Gino. This guy blows dead dogs. Just lay it in there.
Eat shit and die, Ricky.
Eat shit and live, Bill.
Yeah, Bill. He's a little wet. Come on, Bill.
Yeah, and maybe this is something we need to start picking up, or of course, sometimes it can be dangerous. But for each movie, what's our favorite soundbite?
Yeah.
So the thing from this movie I say fairly often is about, somebody you see or somebody is, a carpenter's dream, flat as a board needing a screw.
Yeah, and I had forgotten that this is where you got that from, and I was like, oh, yeah.
There it is.
He says it all the time. Where is it?
So, yeah.
In public, and he sees somebody. Yeah.
Judy's got all the good sound bites,
Yeah.
She takes showers when no one can see. She has no hair down below. Judy, she's a real carpenter's dream. The light is a board and needs a screw. That's enough! Fuck off!
But Judy is like the ultimate mean girl. It's like you just hate her so much. But then you can also like relate to like, oh, this reminds me of so-and-so that like, we went to school with. And you're like, why are you the way that you are? Like, but I think like you talked about some issues maybe deeper.
Daddy.
Yeah. So.
Well, and then I love Meg's character too because, here again, also the daddy issues and all that stuff. But then kind of this ultimate enabler. So you're supposed to be here kind of protecting these kids. But in reality, all you're doing is being friends with Judy, who is,
Yeah.
the bully.
Yeah,
So.
she's trying to find somebody to be a friend with her.
Yeah.
So then she latches onto Judy, who also needs somebody to be a friend. So it's interesting.
And, go visit Mr. Mel.
Mr. Mel.
I like a man with power.
But then you have the other counselor that's in Angela's cabin. And I feel like it is like a really good portrayal of like these situations where you have Meg, who is just going to go along with whatever Judy wants to do. And is like, oh yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you, Angela. And then the other counselor tries to be like more understanding, like a decent person. But then, she's going to get shot down all the time. So it's just fun to kind of see the differences in their two characters. But then they kind of are friends, which is weird.
That's
So,
what I was going to say. It's
so
like
strange.
They don't seem. I mean, like they're at odds at certain things, like with the kids, but then they don't seem to be at odds down the stretch. So, which I guess is true of any of us and the people we work with. But
it's amazing characters. But poor Meg and Mel. I do, because I talked about earlier, a few episodes ago. Talking about it's like, oh, like I wish characters when they're gonna have sex or something, I wish they would just have sex and then get killed, kind of leave them on a high note. But I am glad that they did not have sex.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, poor Mel.
Poor old
he was
Mel.
gonna have a good evening and
Cooked her dinner. I
Yeah.
mean,
he's a man's man. I mean,
put on his green pants. I mean, he was
He did
ready.
dress up, yeah.
He did. I mean, he was looking pretty spiffy.
Put on the cologne and
Yeah.
he's fine. Aftershave, yeah. But that actor who plays Mel. He'll be in another movie, another slasher that we do with George Kennedy. So,
oh my boo, Jorge.
but it's like, this guy. It's like I think this was his last movie. I think he died of like lung cancer, and he was like struggling like during this movie, but he never really told anybody.
Well, he's walking around with his cigars.
Yeah, exactly.
He was acting, okay.
It's like, well, I'm dying, so I might as well just enjoy his last
late
Cuban.
now.
Yeah, he's just so perfect. Just like like when they come running out of the the pantry, and the guy's like zipping up his pants. He's like, "What happened?" He just does that look.
Yeah.
Like, let me just ignore that because if I have to acknowledge it, then we're probably done. So as long as you don't get caught, I do love the anti-roach spray in the kitchen.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Like, that's a nasty place.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and the best part is, just like we talked about some of the, especially like the produce boxes when they're in the cooler and everything like that, that it's like, on the one hand, you think some of these are things that they like came up with to be funny. And then on the other hand, you're like, no, I think this is probably all legitimate stuff that was just in this kitchen at this camp that they're like, we're going to come film for a week. We're going to give you $1,000 and
I'm sure
you had your oat spray and your canned yams and you were ready to go. So
those little fly things that were
Yeah,
everywhere.
Those fly strips. No, because
so
they're
gross.
like sitting there eating in the dining hall, and you're like, oh.
It's like they got like the mega roll, and it's just like it's like 50 of them just hanging.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I didn't think anybody had used those since like the 70s. So, which I mean, I guess fair enough. But
Yeah.
Maybe up north they get worse flies. I don't know.
Maybe
I
so.
don't know. But the anti-roach spray just right above the yams, just like,
Yeah.
oh god,
ready to go.
You never know when you need
One
it.
tries to carry off an ear of corn. We're ready.
exactly. Let's see here. Do you need to talk about Judy's death? Just they don't show it, but I assume that they do the curling iron in the vagina, right?
Yeah, that's what I always assume.
Took them a couple months to get the
It's-
smile off her face.
Yeah.
It's a intense one. You don't even see it, and it's intense. So
She probably didn't even mind.
Yeah. It's kind of like the female version of Pieces. Kind
yeah,
of like that, kind of.
Yes.
yeah. Where you're just kind of like, ugh. But it's such a fun kill.
Because like, I mean, that's what she's been craving all summer,
Yeah,
just
and
like,
then-
well, not exactly, but
No,
what
but
that symbolizes.
yeah,
And then it's just like, all right, if you want it, here you go.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah, just like any time just being burned and
oh yeah,
especially in a place like that.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it's like, would you? I mean, you assume she's dead, but then it's like, would you want to come back from that if you weren't? And it's kind of like, exactly like our buddy from the kitchen, where it's just like, I don't know that I need to live through something like that.
No, but well, is there anything else we need to talk about? I know we can talk about the fashion, especially by the guys, with all the crop tops and the short, short shorts that are really hiked up there to kind of show off everything and
the muscle tees. I mean, it's just
the mesh shirt. I still think is a number one for me personally, but no, it's just here again very real in the costuming, but then very fun.
Yeah,
or I assume it was very real. I wasn't alive, but
it seems real. From what I've heard about the '80s, I think it's real.
Exactly. It's like, was it all just fake? I don't know.
I don't know. We've been lied to. I mean,
the white loafers that Mel wears when he gets dressed up for his date may take the cake. I mean, it's the whole outfit really, but
but he's got his pinky ring on. I mean, he is ready to go. There's so many good kills. I mean, like, do we want to talk about what our favorite kill is?
I think we have to.
Okay, you go ahead.
No, I didn't bring it up. I don't know. I
mean, because I really do like the Judy kill because you try to figure out, like, is that what just happened there? I'm not even sure. But then the Meg kill is fun, too, because, like, something's going to happen, but you're like, oh, they're going to pop in the shower on her. But no, right down the spine.
And you can feel it, and she does a great job.
Yeah. And I don't know, but then, the cook at the beginning, I don't know, there's so many good ones. And I feel like all the effects are really good for any of the kills.
Yeah,
like,
they are.
It's very impressive to me.
No, it's like I love the blistering. I think we talked about it when we were watching the blistering on the cook's face.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know what that would look like in reality, but I imagine that's pretty close to it. Like it just, they did a good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely would have to pick Judy. I think part of that's just because you just want her to die the whole movie.
Yeah.
But then I think it is, funny how ironic all the kills are, or most of the kills are. Like, the guy in the canoe, he was a really good swimmer.
Yeah.
Was that intentional? I don't know.
Right,
but then she's a whore, or at least, is pining, as Logan said, this entire summer. So it's like, is this what you want? Well, here you go.
Here it is.
So, I think, and I love the shadows on the wall. Like, I know that's probably a cliche thing to do, but it adds to this whole thing where it's like, she's reading a magazine in the dark anyway. Or that's the cover story. So then, you have this kind of flashlight on the wall experience with how that goes down.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for me, it's probably the cook. Just like being burned alive, terrible. And just like, just the effect they did. Yeah, like it looks exactly how I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like it's not gonna look, it's not gonna look like Freddy Krueger. Even that was fire, but just like kind of like where your skin kind of just almost looks like wax, almost that kind of clear wax, and just like couldn't imagine the pain, and it's just nice to that to happen to that character,
right?
Especially so soon. It's just like, I don't want this guy in this movie too much. And it's like, don't worry, we're gonna kill him off right now in a very gruesome way. That and with the way Mel does, because like I can see seams of like the arrow going through, or like the arrow death, but I don't fully know how they did it because I never really looked up, behind the scenes kind of stuff for that kill.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, that I guess they just kind of did it in reverse. They kind of just popped it off of him, I would imagine. But that looks really good because it's just kind of like Friday 13th,
right?
Where she gets killed by the bow, but they don't show it. She just pops up in the the bow and arrow field, and what happens. But this one they actually show it.
No, it's also it's another one that's just a fun kill. Like, I don't know, lots of good ones. There's not a bad kill.
No, especially like as a slasher goes, it's just pound for pound, just kill for kill. It's like it's definitely top tier. So
no, as I said before, never a dull moment.
Because there's like just a nastiness and
Yes.
Kind of like a meanness to all the kills.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel forced, but,
No.
it's not like this artificial timeline where it's like, I kill them the whole time. I mean, they are, but, it's nicely spaced after you kind of get lulled in. Oh, they're making their corn.
Yeah.
And then, there you go.
Like, can we hurry this up along? I don't know. Let's just get out of here. All right. Yeah, I just think about kind of just the crazy slashers. It's like this, this and Pieces are definitely Mount Rushmore. Probably Silent Night, Deadly Night. Kind of like ones that are just like wild and super and it's entertaining, just never get boring, and watch it multiple times a year and it'll be like, still so great every single time. So.
The test of a great movie.
Yeah. But yeah. You guys want to give them whatever rating system we're going to do? Do you, Ward, he didn't particularly like it, the 1 through 10s, so we can do it 1 through 100. Ward, if you don't mind.
If you do mind, too bad.
Yeah, don't
we
care.
did have a loyal listener request on the air this week for our rating system. I think 1 to 5 was suggested, but yeah, I think to me it's let's try to reclaim our youth. Let's pretend like we're still in school and do 0 to 100, and it's just tough. I mean, if we had to go ahead and rank everything we've done, and talk about that right now, plus Sleepaway Camp, it's like it would be tough with just 5. So. For me, this is personally a 100. I don't know, unless you put more Aunt Martha in it, I don't know what you could do to make it any better.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm the kind of person who normally would want to knock a point or two off and say, well, this is really good, but here's something you could do, but I don't know what it is.
No.
It's like, not one miscast.
No.
It's just one of those where it's just like everything just fits together.
Yeah.
And it just came together, magic in a bottle.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just truly special. Yeah, probably for doing 100, I would have to do 90. Because, Titanic and Halloween, that's 100. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's 100. So I gotta save those.
That's true.
So, I don't know. Like 95? Like 95 is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean...
95, 96.
Yeah.
And maybe I should have asked that question if we can give it multiple times. So, like, you said you have several you're going to give 100 to, right? Or can we only give the score one time, do you think?
I mean, just... We're figuring this out, you
Okay,
know?
okay.
So, but yeah, just like my personal favorites, like 2 or 3 movies that are,
Would you rank this the same as The Godfather, Jesse? I mean, think that's your 100. So, I mean, let's...
But,
it's in a different category,
to
though.
Logan's earlier point, this is, play horror for me. This is not play movies for me, So it's like, I'm trying to look at it through that lens. So it's like, yeah, I mean, if we're comparing this to The Godfather... I'd put it at like a 98, I guess. But, I mean, it's like, within the horror genre, it is most certainly 100. I don't know. It might still be 100 compared to The Godfather. I mean, it's just...
I mean, they're both truly...
It's beautiful.
Extremely entertaining.
They are,
It's beautiful, and...
Yeah, like if a movie works, it works.
Yeah.
And it just works.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care what the intention was, what they fully set out to do, if they were in on some of the stuff that may be kind of goofy to some people, whatever, but it truly works.
Yeah.
It does. Did you say what yours was?
I didn't, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is it? Tell us.
This is difficult.
Ward
so
wants to
I
know.
don't like this ranking thing. But
Would
I guess
would you put it higher than Mother?
We could each have a ranking system. What's your personal ranking
what's your
system?
we'll really
thumbs
like
up or
this.
thumbs down?
Yeah, I would say like a 97, but then also that's not really fair because I don't know what they could do to improve it. So I'm kind of stuck. I don't really want to give it 100, but then
that's because you've been in their education system too long. Oh, this is the best thing ever. Well, too bad it's not a perfect score. So
that's not how I grade.
I mean, I don't know. It could be because I would put this above Pieces, I would put this above Silent Night, Deadly Not. And, I would put this above, Friday the 13th Part 2. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. My Bloody Valentine's one of my favorite slashers. Would I put this above that? Probably.
No matter what, it's good, folks.
Yeah.
So if you've made it to this point in the podcast, you still need to watch it if you haven't.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, it's a classic, and
Yeah.
it does not get the press.
No.
For whatever. I mean, I feel like it's well respected, but it does not get the press of, Halloween or Friday the 13th or, Nightmare on Elm Street. Some of these franchises, but it's its own franchise, and it is beautiful, and it definitely is. Yeah, I don't know. I love Pieces. I really do. But I think I would have to put Pieces at like a 95 because to me this is just so much more smooth, and like some of the acting in Pieces is pretty bad. Like I
It's also
love
the
it,
beauty of it.
but
Yeah.
some of it's pretty bad. And this I don't feel like it's that way. So that's a good point, Logue.
Yeah. Now, how many fake mustaches out of 10 would you give this,
I mean, 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
you know?
10 out of 10 fake mustaches.
10 out of 10 fake mustaches.
The best mustaches. The best mustache in cinema. And the way they just show it off when he turns is like, hey, like you see that lot glistening off that glue right there?
Yes.
You see it?
Didn't even like try to comb it to make it like sort of stand up and look normal.
No, or it's like not at all. I mean, it's brown like his hair, but like not the same shade at all. So it's
No, it's like brown versus black.
black, yeah.
Yeah, probably 98, 99. I just try to save that 100 just for those certain movies. I think Once Upon a Time in the West, I think that's kind of moved up probably to 100. I just watched that a couple weeks ago, and every time I watch it, I keep... Because I would say that's probably... It's not my top movie of all time, but that's kind of like my Godfather.
Okay.
I really need to watch it again because, quite honestly, we're getting off topic. I love it. But quite honestly, I watched it and expected great things. And I was like, this is a pile of crap. So, like, I need to watch it again because I know what it's supposed to be. And I want to like it. But
Have we watched it?
yeah.
Oh, I
think you fell asleep.
So we need to watch it again.
It's just 3 hours long.
That's fine.
Yeah. It flies by, though. Flies by.
But,
So, I'll probably get this probably like 98, 99.
Is that the next spinoff, Play Westerns for me?
Nah.
I mean, like,
That's it.
Could. I don't...
We have a lot of sister shows.
We'll just franchise after franchise. We'll
Yes.
milk
keep
this.
that ad money coming, folks. We appreciate you.
Exactly. But, probably 98, 99. Yeah, this just slashers, it's just truly one of a kind, truly special. Yeah, and then, we'll see what the other slashers I got planned for y'all. I think you'll like a couple of them, but there's like one, especially one, I don't know, you guys may hate it. Nobody really seems to like this movie but me. And it's a movie I fall asleep to a lot, so I'm not really sure what that says, but we'll find that out in a couple of weeks. But
Stay tuned.
next summer we'll do Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. So
We have to keep those on the docket.
Yeah, they're just so like I never really saw those until later, till like after high school, just because like I don't think Magic Video had them. I think they just had the first one, and 2 and 3 were never on TV. So it's like I kind of stayed away, and
Yeah.
I guess like whenever I saw anything from them, they kind of looked a little goofier.
Well, fair, yeah.
But
I still think they're very good. I mean, it's typical.
Oh, it's like they're great.
Sequel.
Yeah.
Potential problems, but like, it's not a Godfather 3, so
Yeah. Speaking of that,
Now, that's one episode I would love to do Godfather 3 because I do love that one. I think I even like it better than the first one, so.
I think we should do it, and then we'll get in a fist fight again. So
I'll commentate what's going on in the fist fight.
I have Sofia Coppola, she was the right choice. That's all I'm going to say. She was the perfect choice.
We're gonna have to.
Winona Ryder would have been the wrong one. So
look, she was the perfect choice because she was his daughter, Franny's daughter, and because she was cheap, and Franny was doing it to make money.
Oh, Franny, don't speak poorly of him.
I don't know that Winona would have been the right choice either. I don't know who would have been the right choice, but
Tony Sophia.
Which, I mean, admittedly, need to watch it again. It's been a while. I was thinking about that the other day because I always just stop at the end of 2 and pretend like that was it.
I mean, yeah, just watch the new.
Yeah,
we need to watch the new.
The new version.
I've still not seen it, so
there's only one. To me, there's only one bad scene, and that's just because the dubbing was really bad on the rooftop, and she wasn't. I don't think she was up for the dubbing that day. She recorded. So, other than that, though, everything else is perfect. So. But Sleepaway Camp, Slasher Summer, a lot of slashers. We love them, and we'll see what happens.
And we know you do too.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for listening. So,
this has been Play Horror for Me, Sleepaway Camp edition.
Oh yeah.
When I look into your eyes, it comes as no surprise. You're slipping away, and yeah, you're the love of my life. It's so cold at night, I'm begging you to stay. I know it's all a masquerade. Just what I've been looking for. No other boy can love you more. You're the only girl I adore. You're just what I've been looking for. Time, man, your broken heart just don't fall apart. The truth will hold inside.